All right, you guys asked me about this shirt here. I got it out. We just wrapped up the month. Good God with you guys. What is it? Ski season down there? Jackets and ski. Holy cow. I'm glad I live in the tropics. I got sunburned today coming back. But super incredible month, everybody here. Nigel, you excelled last month. You're even higher up. Next stop. Nigel's on his way to going all the way to the top. You guys can be there with him. So that's important. Why I'm saying that? Because you guys stepped up this month. You guys, for May, we had a really, really, really good month. Where are we? What's going on here? Let's get this going. We had a really, really, really good month. I thought, what am I going to do? They're probably not brand new people. So look, I want you to think, I'll give you a real nugget right now. As you get in this profession and away you go. So I came out of, bricks and mortar style business. And when I started I hated network marketers. I wouldn't listen to them. There's a lot of funny stories about me and the car business and network marketers. But then I got in it. You know what I thought? I was so worried what people would think. I really was. I was really worried. What are people going to think about me? What are you doing? If you can just we worry so much about what people think about us. Do you know every single other person you're in interaction with, they don't care less. They're not paying attention to you. And it's got so much worse now we're into the 2000s. It really has. This millennium, people don't care. It's become this me isolated society. So stop worrying what people think about you. Stop worrying about are you successful at all. Surfing Life with Malcolm. I kind of threw this together. Robbie's joined. Wow, check that out. You know what? That's one of my daughter's artwork. She's not very good at doing people. See here the surface. She was 7 when she did this. I'm not joking. My gal is so talented. Anyway, that's her part. I didn't realize I had that there. Anyway, she didn't draw the surface. She gets bored when she draws people, so she just did little black blobs. So, future millionaire, that's what I wanted to talk to you about. Because each and every single one of you are. What we think, we create. You think bad thoughts. You think I'm not good enough. I think I'm poor. I'm not sure how I can afford it. Wow, that's so expensive. Whatever it is, that'll happen. You will create it. I want you to think about being a future millionaire. So how are we going to enable a new member or a new user for all the Arbos, Prima, and Flex? As a team member, we want to become a team builder. Right? We start with, yes, the product. That's the key. Don't talk about how you're going to make millions. People today, they've been in direct sales, network marketing, MLM, and they go, I've never done that. So they switch off, right? They'll be polite. They'll listen to what you're saying, but they're not listening. They're just going, I don't get this. Don't apply me. I've never done it. It's not going to happen to me, right, Kieran? Not me. Never before. And you don't believe it. Well, that's not true. So it's not about finding a superstar network marketer. Why am I saying that? Because that's how I started to build this one. I'm just going to go and find these really big super dogs. All right. More people coming in, Stevie and Sandra. It's not about that. It's about finding out about them and what drives them. And they will become a superstar network marketer. If they have what it takes, and we all do, and if you can bring it out in them, they can become great. Right? Hey, look, Roger, I just thought of this. Roger Bannister. What's that guy famous for? Broke the 4-minute mile. Nobody broke the 4-minute mile for how many 100 years? Well, all the way back 2,000 years before Christ, where the Olympics started, right? The young boy that ran the 26-mile run because they were getting slaughtered by, the Greeks were getting slaughtered by the Spartans? And he was like, the Spartans are coming. The Spartans are coming. Who was that guy? Paul Revere. The redcoats are coming. The redcoats are coming for the Americans, right? The British on their way. Spartans are coming. He ran that 26 miles and he dropped dead at the emperor's feet. That's how the Olympics started. How many guys knew that? No. Well, nobody has ever run a 4-minute mile. And they said, couldn't be done, couldn't be done, couldn't be done. Roger Bannister didn't believe him and he did it. And what happened within the year? Well, within a handful of months, 5 or 6 guys broke the 4-minute mile. Because it was just a psychological thing. It's all about finding out about them and what drives them, right? You got to ask questions with people. Nigel knows exactly what I'm talking about. We've had a conversation a couple of times, but the very first one, he told me what was going on in his life. I asked him the questions, and I said, Robert's having a hard time joining. Whoever knows Robert, I see him stuck there. So, and he told me, and that's what's driving Nigel now. Find out what it is. It is it, right? Everyone's got an it. Everyone's got a why. What it is that they want to solve, fix, change, or get out of. And how do you do that? You ask them questions. Just continually ask questions. Future millionaires. You're a future millionaire if you get great at doing this. So, I talk about, poor old Robert, can't get in. I talk about, catching a wave, fast couple of minutes, set your feet squarely on your surfboard. I love surfing. You guys had so much swell down now. Every morning, right after I do my morning work, I check, teeny weeny here is not making it up to us. But let's drop in on today's success and paddle into the wave of your life. You are a future millionaire. And some people, they step back, they laugh, they think that's an absurd thought. Kieran, you're old enough. When I was a little boy, there was not even the word millionaire, was there? Remember, if you won the Opera House lottery, the Opera House lottery started on the 31st October, 1958, the day I was born. Yeah. And you were what? 100,000 there. We didn't even have the word millionaire in Australia back then. Nobody knew what it was. I guess Kerry Packer or Rupert Murdoch was still screwing around in Adelaide on his little paper. Well, you don't think he was already grown up yet. So some people, they laugh about it. They think it's absurd. Many people think about it just for a minute, and they simply can't connect, right? The idea that they're ever going to be a millionaire, they laugh it off. They worry about what people think about it. Every leader I've had the pleasure of working with together, let me say, many of them were just coming into our profession for their first time. I've been around this game since January 92, right? It's not a game, it's a profession. Every single one of them answered that same question. Every single one, absolutely. All the ones that were the leaders, that became leaders, when I asked them. You see, I always believed, when I was 18, I started plumber's apprentice. I quit university after 3 weeks. And then why did I do that? Because I knew I could get a 6-year apprenticeship done in 3, and I would start my own company, and I'd be a millionaire by the time I was 40. That would be 1998. And I'd retire. And I believed it, and I worked at it. I never took my eyes off it. And I was there way before then. So I asked people, are you a future millionaire? You want to do this? How good are you going to get at it? You're going to fill all your dreams? We're solving those problems. Because I talk to them and ask them what it is they want to change in their life, what it is they're sick and tired of, what's wrong with their health, because we have all the other. What's wrong with your money? What bills do you hate? I'm so good at asking that one question, right? If you've talked to me personally, what's that one bill you cannot stand that really annoys I'm going to swear then, the SHIT out of you? Every month it comes, ding, well, that's the one we're going to solve first. Solve their problems. And every single person that went to the top, when I asked them, you are a future millionaire? Absolutely. You see, they knew and they sensed they were future millionaires. If you're a future millionaire, and there's a millionaire inside of you, folks, you just got to decide. You decide who's going to win. You. It's you. You're the one that decides it. So how would your life change? I want you to think this through. It's how you get to be a millionaire. How would your life change? Think about that. You got all the money in the world. I want you to just think about, I got all the money in the world. Oh, great. Oh, man. My gal and I, we got to get back up to Thailand. Oh, look, we shouldn't, the fuel prices and the airline tickets and that stuff. You know how you think if you're a millionaire? Now we're going tomorrow and we're flying business class. You just don't even think about the price. That's how it happens. And it'll happen, right? How can it help others? Think about that. The money you got. How could you help others? Because if you do it for all the right reasons and it comes, Nigel knows this, right? The joy of giving. It's so great. How would it impact your family and the life you would give them honestly? That's a really good one to think, what you would do. See, when you make the decision that you're a future millionaire, then you're going to start to be a surge of powerful energy. It's going to come up. It's going to start your day. It's going to shift your thinking. There's a new power inside you. It becomes radically noticeable. You know what it is? It's the way you walk, the way you talk. Why does it just roll off my tongue? Because I keep saying what I say and I believe it, and it will happen again. It's happened 4 or 5 times in my life. I'm not a millionaire now. Everything changed before, right when we came here. If you guys knew this real story of how we landed the morning here in the Philippines and what, no, I'll tell you just for a sec. I'm going to tell you how it happened. I showed up here with my wife, me, Brooke 4, and 5 months pregnant with River, $300 US in my pocket, no home. We had to flee on a midnight flight, 6 cardboard boxes. That was it. That was it. Start all over again. But you know what? I'm going to do it again. Lucille, believe me, you can do it. And we build it again. You see, it's a realization that your life's headed for a whole lot bigger direction. Stop thinking where you're at. Stop thinking about the past. Stop thinking of what didn't work, what it was that you did wrong. That's in the past. You cannot change that. What you think, you create. If you keep thinking about what's not, you'll get a lot of not. That's right. Why do the rich get richer and the poor get poorer? Does the poor think about, oh, I couldn't afford that. That's so expensive. What am I going to do? How am I going to get that? You know how the rich think? Oh, I'll have that. They just don't even consider, I'll have it, and it comes. Because they never think about the price of something. I know it's tough. I know how hard the economy is. You're going, you don't understand, Mel. You don't know where I'm at the time in my life right now. I do understand, but I don't dwell on it because that's going to bring more of it if you understand the power of thinking. So other things begin to happen as well when you decide that you're going to be a future millionaire. You start to feel different about yourself. There's a new knowing, a self-respect that you're literally earning a millionaire's life. Your own self-respect, loving yourself, right? If you're on this morning's call, talked a lot about love. People are going to start sensing something special about you, and you're going to start responding to them differently. Your approach to life shifts, right? To life shifts as you start realizing what $1 million, that's a nice big number, right? $1 million life is going to require to build. It's not free. It's not easy. It's going to take hard work. It's going to take struggle. But you know what it does? It takes focus and not veering off the course and believing you're going to do it. And it's not about, no, visualization doesn't work. Putting a picture up on the board of whatever you want, your boat, your nice dream house, whatever it is, right? Not being in the cold there in Australia, living in the tropics. Pardon me. Well, that doesn't work. You got to put the picture up, and then you got to see yourself in the picture, and you got to do more than that. You got to feel the emotion. Look, if you're a young guy and you thought a sports car would get the girl, you picture yourself in there, and look at me. You feel that. Oh, I could pull up and ask a gal, would you mind? You mind? I'll give you a lift. Hop in the seat. It's a free seat, and feel how you feel. But how you feel if you're at a really nice restaurant with friends of yours. And you know that at the end of the meal, you've got the bill covered. It's like what I used to do. I didn't wait for the bill to come. I'd always get there early. I would go there early, sort it out with the maitre d' or whatever, and give them my card number. You go, whatever it is, you don't ever bring a bill. It's looked after, and there's this much. If you do a good job, there's this much in the tip for you, right? And that was cash. So you do that up front. Why? Because I approach it differently. If your approach to life shifts, as you start realizing what $1 million life will require to build, but also the rewards, it's going to give it to you. You'll get it. You get really serious in a way that you've never been before. It's not about doubting. It's serious. Now, you're going to find yourself setting the terms. Now you'll stop begging and overselling. It becomes so simple. It becomes easier to bring people on board, get them to buy Oleo. You're not getting to buy Oleo, you're getting to partake in changing their health because you offered a solution to their problems. Don't be a salesperson. Now you're going to state clearly to the people you're conversing with what's in store and how it will be. You're not going to be going, it's going to be easy. I'm going to put people under you. That's what begging is. You're going to make money, all of this. You don't do that. You can be upfront with them. You can tell them. And you can tell them, if you go out and perform, you could end up with people in your business, but think about it. Pray about it. But do something about it as well. decide and become a future millionaire, it's the igniting point of wealth fire. Because you know what a fire does, right? You already are, and your way to becoming a person of the extraordinary once that fire ignites. You can and will build $1 million business, $1 million income, and $1 million life. So fuel your extraordinary and reach for the impossible. Okay, you guys, I'm going to stop sharing. I'm even going to stop the recording now because we'll put that up for a lesson. How about that?